I just quickly wanna mention that October 26th is my birthday, but because I won't be here that day, I will try to stream the day before, which is tomorrow. My internet provider swapped the cable, so hopefully the stream shouldn't be that horrible. We're gonna play some League, maybe Cuphead, and possibly Destiny. Hello everyone and welcome! I finally found some time to make a quick video to help those of you who are still trying to reach gold before the end of the season. And let me remind you that the season ends on November the 7th. I released some Bard games on my channel before, and I kept repeating that my Burst Bard works, and that it can easily get you gold. So today I'll tell you what to do step by step so you can get your gold quickly by using nothing but Bard. But keep in mind that gold is where this ends. The higher you climb after that, the more you need to know about other champions, how to counter them and so on. But getting gold is very easy. So why does this build work? Bard has an advantage I always loved exploiting. Whenever you pick something unusual, the enemy doesn't know how to fight against it. They don't know what your pick is good at, what it is bad at, and that plays a major part in Burst Bard. His greatest strength is incredible burst damage. The key part of this build is to take the enemy as low as possible in a split of a second so your carry can finish him, or kill them yourself if your carry is not near. In other words, you are not a support that runs around and heals his carry. You are a mage. You are the one dealing the majority of damage in your lane. Also, this build is really powerful against the late game Ardent Sensor meta. So how does this work? Let's start with runes and masteries. You don't have to adapt anything here. If you're not sure what you're doing, just go with this build every time and you'll be absolutely fine. Go with armor yellows, magic penetration reds, ability power blues, and ability power quins. Yellows are the only defensive runes you'll be using, because without them you'll simply take too much damage during trades. So as you can notice, there is a lot of early offensive power going on here. Now let's go to masteries. 12-18-0 is a standard build that gives you as much early power as possible. Thunderlords and Fresh Blood are very important here. You'll know exactly why later as we go into gameplay. For summoners, you always want to go Flash and Ignite, no matter what everyone else says. Ignite is the easiest one to use, you can't go wrong with it. If someone tells you to take Exhaust because the enemy has Yi or Tryndamere, don't listen to them because you will most likely forget to use it. That is, unless you are used to having exhaust. For items there are simpler rules. You can use this image as a cheat sheet. Always start with Spell Thief and Cookies. You want to stay in your lane as long as possible so you can buy Sheen on your first back. Sheen will give you insane early boost. If you manage to get Sheen early, rush it into Lichbane with basic boots. And then you just follow the build at the bottom from left to right. If your lane is not going so well or it is just slow and equal on both sides, upgrade Spell Thief to Frostfang. This will give you more passive damage with your auto attacks for the tiny lane advantage. And then you just wait for Sheen and follow the build as before. In case things are going horribly bad, you still need to get your Sheen, but then you rush Ardent Sensor and get the Eye for vision. This is a very important thing to point out. You don't get a Sightstone until mid-game, so keep in mind two things. Number 1. The reason for it is because you need all the damage you can get so you can snowball the game. If you manage to turn it into an advantage, you'll be able to kill their jungler if he comes anyway. And number 2. Because you don't have a Sightstone, stick to your yellow trinket and use your wards efficiently. Avoid using wards in your lane as much as possible. Now, with items covered, let's finally get into gameplay. Your basic combo is Q into one auto attack. Because your Meep counts as a separate spell, this combo will trigger Thunderlords, your First Blood Mastery, and your Sheen. Together it deals insane damage early on. For that reason, it is important to hit each lane opponent once with a Meep so you see who's squishier. Whoever is easier to kill is the target you need to focus. Burst Bard is all about securing kills no matter the target. If one target dies, the other one is very easy to pin down. So rule number 1, use Q on cooldown whenever you have a chance to hit the enemy. Even if it doesn't stun them, the damage your combo deals almost always wins any trades. Remember, you're not a support, you're a mage with insane burst damage. If you get low on health or mana, pop down a heal and start roaming. Bard is a very unique champion that can leave his lane and return with full health and full mana. Here is how it works. You throw down a heal or two, leave your lane, and collect as many meeps as possible. Because your portal can get you out of any situation, if you meet the enemy jungler on your way, you should be able to escape him easily. Meeps give you back mana, so as you roam around, your mana will automatically refill. And because your heals grow stronger the longer you leave them on the ground, when you return to your lane, you'll be full health as well. This is why you should be able to just wait for Sheen before your first back. It's because roaming can sustain you for that time. On top of that, every time you collect 5 meeps, your passive damage increases by 15 points. This number is especially important early in the game. But roaming has even more benefits. Because meeps give you XP, you won't fall behind. When you leave your lane, your carry will get double the XP, and that will give you a major advantage. Roaming is especially useful when you're behind. I know this probably sucks for your AD carry, but when your lane can't kill the enemy, just leave it. Let your carry get that bonus XP and give him some reserve heals for sustain. You can roam around mid lane and do something there. It is important to always be proactive, always look for kills. Lastly, I have to mention his ultimate. Bard's ultimate can be very harmful if you time it badly, but it can also secure easy kills. If you're not sure if your ult is helping, just don't use it. The only time it is safe to use is when you want to engage the enemy. Try to catch someone so you can all run on top of them. These are the basics for gameplay. Always harass with Q and auto attacks every time you can, and roam every time you can, even if your carry yells at you. Now let me give you some tips to keep in mind. During draft, always ban Jenna or Soraka. Sustained supports are the only ones that can make your lane hard for you. You can kill Blitzcrank if he grabs you, you can kill Alistar if he dives you, but a good Jenna can block majority of your damage. Because you don't have a sightstone, any vision is useful. Consider buying Red Ward and pop it in the bush near mid lane if you're starting top side, or in your tri-bush if you're starting bottom side. When you enter the game, look for 2 meeps that spawn around your bottom lane. Around 13 seconds before jungle camp spawn, a third meep will appear as well. You should be able to pick him up before helping your jungler. And speaking of helping jungler, keep attacking his camp until your meep regenerates and you can throw him in for the second time. This damage can help your jungler a lot. Now this tip can secure a lot of kills for you. If you gank a lane, never use your Q straight away unless you are sure you can land it. Here I could have tried to stun Varus, but because he might have dodged it or flashed it, I would risk letting him get away. Instead, I wait and don't do anything. Because of this he gets nervous and I can secure an easy kill. And lastly, as I mentioned before, remember that people will underestimate your damage. People will try to kill you without knowing that you can kill them even faster. Use this against them. Baiting as Bard is very easy, especially with your portal, which can save your life in many different ways. Now, with all that said, let's have a look at an example of a game. I don't want to show you a game where I just destroyed the enemy. That wouldn't teach you anything. I want to show you how we were able to bring back a game where I failed horribly. At the beginning, I was slow to rush to river and I got killed while collecting my first 2 meeps. Because our Amumu started Raptors, we decided to cheese the enemy. Our early game damage is very powerful, so I was sure we could get a kill. While we were able to get a kill, I was too greedy and I missed my Q and suddenly the score is 1-3. The game kept going fairly slowly until Lee executed a nice gank and I gave away another kill. Notice how I am still following my build. I am behind, so I have a Frostfang. Anyway, as I mentioned, roaming can fix anything. I see junglers getting near each other and I ignore bottom. Because of this roam, we were able to secure a couple of kills. These skills gave us enough power to equalize the lane, and with my poke it opened opportunities for kills. When I hit level 6, I unfortunately miscalculated my mana and I wasn't able to follow with a stun. Thankfully we got Rakan because of Cassiopeia, but the fight kept prolonging until we threw away a lot. Later I see Lee Sin trying to kill a dragon. I know I could get close to him to scare him away because I could always get away with Portal. After that, Draven went a bit too greedy because he thought that the minions would deal most of the damage, and we caught him. Lee then tried to get the dragon again. Just as before, I went in to scare him away, but this time he had his team. With one simple Q, I was able to claim the prize and we were back in the game. That was until we gave them 3 kills. And soon after that, another 2. At this point, one would say that this game is impossible to win. But as the game prolonged, the more Bard's AP scaling affected the game. Fortunately, Tristana was able to follow up on our fights and we began to turn around. A while later, Darius was able to get us all and suddenly it all crumbled down. But with more roaming, we were able to very slowly get some kills back. Every time someone overextended, Bard's superior roaming secured a kill. And we kept catching more and more people until it was 5v4 and we were able to secure a Baron. And this is pretty much why we were able to win this game. We were losing on kills, but Bard's crowd control is very powerful while ganking and we always caught someone. And when the enemy is fighting 4v5, they can't win. And that's pretty much it for this simple guide. Hopefully someone will be able to get gold because of this. It is very easy. Just roam, no matter the situation. Roam and gank. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a like and subscribe for some lore. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Discord if you'd like to chat. Second channel and merch will be in the description. And with that, thank you all so much for watching and for your support, you know I really appreciate it. And as always, thank you come again.